discretion is advised.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the New to Wrestling Podcast After Dark. I am so excited. We've really been on a streak of having some of the most incredible people on the show, and I am going to speak for both of us when I say I am so incredibly grateful, especially for these two, because I'm honestly just going to say it. It's a miracle we got them on now, because the trajectory is like nuclear. It's like supersonic. Like this might be the last time we ever see them in this humble setting. I'll be real. I'm so excited to introduce, because girl, it's tea time. We're about to get into it. They are the current LoudEast Tag-Team Champions. We got gold in the building today, girl. And we're hearing firsthand it's heavy, okay? I'm so excited to introduce Collin Parker and Jayy Alfredo of the Prospectz. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. How are we?
Greetings and salutation.
Beautiful intro. It was
nice.
Thank you. It's tea time. I'm clocked in. I love that song. I know that you guys obviously love the song too. I'm also a big fan of the horns. Let's get into it. So thank you so much for joining us here this evening. We have a lot to discuss. First of all, I just want to say, like, you guys are so incredible to watch. We had the absolute privilege of seeing you at the Mecca not that long ago, at the Jurassic Celebration show. And it was such a privilege. You guys are so incredible to watch, so fun to watch. And I just am curious about your lore, because you guys are also kind of new to wrestling a little bit. Like, you guys really came in, and I was saying to Xavier before we started, you almost did like boots on the ground journalism, like got right into wrestling. Like, you started, I think, Jayy, it was like 5 months after you started training was your debut match. Yeah. And Collin, I think it was like only a month for you when you got into it.
Yep. So some of the sorts.
The time tracking.
Thank you. I tried to do my research, but can you tell us like a little bit about like how you guys met? Because I could be wrong, but you guys met like in training, no? Like, what you guys like trained? It was at the Coliseum. That I could be wrong with that.
Indeed, yes.
Oh, cool.
Correct.
That's crazy.
You know, it was basically all just instant psychology within each other. Just matching each other's energies in the ring kind of brought us apart more, and it grew us into being the most interesting tag team that you see today. And you know, I don't know where I'll be without him, and you know, he don't know where he'll be without me. So you know, without him, there would be no Prospectz.
And you guys got your names because your debut match was you were Prospect 1 and Prospect 2, no? And then you, wow. So who was 1 and who was 2?
I was number 1.
Period.
Making that first entrance was the most moment-making part of my life. You know, something that made me feel proud of myself, and something that, you know, something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I'm finally doing it. It's a dream come true. And, you know, it's only the beginning. And that first entrance is always going to be special out of everything else that I do so far.
I love that. And I feel like whenever I watch when the matches I've watched, I feel like you have like the family fan club in the audience. Like they got the signs, like your mom is your number 1 fan. I love that. Was your family at your debut match?
Yeah, it was like our whole family tree almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
I had about a couple family members. He had the whole family tree. You know, but honestly, having our family in the crowd cheering us on, it also helps bring in newer viewers into watching the Prospectz, because not only do they see that we have a fan beside us, that we know how to entertain the crowd, because they're there for us and they're our only supporters. And to gain more supporters by just having them cheer us and wear our merchandise, it's only going to be bigger for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. And he says you guys
in a previous interview we watched, it said you guys started out just like regular schmegular fans. So how do you go? So how do you go from like the moment of like, okay, I'm a fan, I'm coming to shows, you decide I want to become a wrestler, you go, what now? What did that step look like for you?
Being a fan was cool. It was really cool. But I've realized how lost I was in the excitement. I've realized how much money I spent as a fan buying a ticket, meeting this wrestler, spending this much money on a marked belt. And sometimes I think about it like, man, I spent all this money on wrestling when I could have saved up and invested in a wrestling school a long time ago. But it all basically started just going to shows and meeting people. And I remember I met this referee and we was just chilling in intermission. And I had told him, you know, I would love to be a wrestler one day. And he told me, just do it. And, you know, that word kind of stick with me because it's like, if you have anything in your mind that you ever want to do it. Nobody can stop you. So when I made that jump into being a wrestler, I kind of seen what I wasn't seeing as a fan, and it made me love it more. So not only you know, how I went from meeting a wrestler at a local indie show, now I'm wrestling that person that I took a picture with. Now the legend that I met, I took a picture with, I'm in the locker room with him picking his brain. So, you know, it's I've realized how small the wrestling circle is and how you could just reunite with the people that you met and how they could change your life in a way.
That's awesome. And like such a cool, like full circle kind of moments, like especially to have them so like frequently. So you guys like start training and obviously you guys kind of like took to it like fish. It's clearly like you guys are, as far as like what I'm seeing, just way it just feels way more polished than somebody who's only been doing this for as short of amount of time as you guys have been doing this. What about like training for wrestling was the biggest like hurdle for you to get over?
I would say the adaptability of being someone. It's like you go through life as you, right? But when you step into a ring, you have to not be you for a second. You know, you have to take a step away and disassociate to fully understand what you're doing. In a sense, like when I took my first bump in a ring, it was okay. I'm here now. Let's make something of this. It was, this felt weird and different, but I liked it. Let's not stop. Let's get repetition in. Let's push the envelope as far as we can to get as far as we want to be.
And what about you, Jay?
You know, it's almost similar to what he said. There's no stopping. You know, it's only up from here. You're climbing down that ladder, and there's a very high ladder, and if you just can't look down, and you know, it's all about your love and passion that will push you more into doing it. And there's honestly nothing else in this world that I ever wanted to do but wrestling. So wrestling is the only thing that I'm going to continue doing for the rest of my life. So it's all about the love and the passion that I had that motivated me into wanting to become who I am. But it's so difficult inside and out. But it's all about the passion and the love that keeps me going.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that so much. And I'm so curious too, because you guys have this like incredible tag team style where you really do a lot of tandem. I think Xavier had mentioned is like, or said it to me yesterday while we were watching, but tandem defense and like a lot of like tandem incredible like moves like that. Because, and this is no shade to any other tag teams, but sometimes it's like there are two wrestlers who happen to be tagging, and then it's like two tag team wrestlers or like a tag team. And I feel like you guys have some really incredible like tandem moves together, like this really great chemistry that way too. Like how do you guys, or how did you develop like some of those like moves or come up with that, or what's that process like?
It comes back to repetition. We're in the gym not 24/7, but when we work out together. When we're in the ring together. So we kind of know what each other do. We know what works, what doesn't work, what people love, what people don't love. It's just how the public needs you to be, in a sense. It's like they see me, the fast pace, high energy. I'm gonna do this, off this. And then they see Jay, who he's gonna throw this person this way and then catch this person to do that and do that. So if we understand how people see us, then we're able to articulate our moves together to meet everyone's needs and everyone be happy.
Love that. And I guess it kind of shows that, like, just in the match that one of the matches you suggested, it was like the Motor City Machine Guns, the Young Bucks, and the Addiction, who are all very much known for those kinds of like that fast pace, those like tandem moves, especially like the Young Bucks and the Motor City Machine Guns specifically, just with their like the timing. I think both of those tag teams get called out a lot for their excellent like timing. So it kind of shows like you can kind of see where you kind of get inspiration from. And I know individually though, like where do you guys like pull inspiration from?
Jay, kick this one.
Inspiration, like who inspired us?
Either like as far as like who you feel like you wrestle like, or who you feel like you pull like in the ring wise, and or like somebody that like you watched growing up that is somebody you're trying to emulate on like a character side or personality wise, that sort of thing.
I would simply have to say the person who everybody refers to me as, Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
You're not wrong.
Even though I ain't grew up watching him, but looking back at him and watching him continuously, I've realized how much of me is in him. You know, the size, worth, the hair. You know, that's all you really need in the professional wrestling ring. It's just your style and your size. And I feel like Terry Gordy kind of solidified, the style of, being a big guy, but doing things that a big guy can't really do. And I feel like, soon enough, I could do things the same way as him. So, he was an easy inspiration. And the fact that people could see him in me makes me feel like, I could probably be someone just like him.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
But do you guys feel like, because you guys are a newer tag team generally, that when you go into like events that you're kind of overlooked because of your inexperience? Or maybe not less now that you have some gold around your waist to be like, hey, look at this. But I meant like in the beginning, did you kind of feel like because you were so new that they were not taking you as seriously, and then they had to get in the ring with you and find that out?
So I think a lot of people saw us and said, these two don't look right. These two don't fit the mold. These two aren't wrestlers. And I think in that sense, that's where our tenacity came from, in a sense. Because we had to fight from under, but I wouldn't call us underdogs. Right?
Yeah.
Because we were never like, I don't know how to articulate it properly. We were never belittled. We were always respected. And that's because of how we carried ourselves. We're very well kept men. We're very professional. We're very unselfish in a very selfish business, right? So when we started out, it was a little easier, but we were still looked at as people who didn't belong. So we did have to fight from under. So again, I wouldn't call us underdogs, I would just call us the I don't even know. Well, I don't even know what word to use there.
No, it's just like there's a period. I'm sure you like for everybody when they're entering the business, they have to prove their mettle, what they're doing out there. It's so surprising how quick it happened. It just was that still blows me away.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like because it happened so quickly, though, it's like they saw like there's obviously something to you. I mean, it's even like the crowd response, like when people see you, it's like, and it kind of goes in tandem what you guys were saying before, where it's like you really do wrestle like for the crowd, like you really care about like what the crowd is like. You really can play off of that. You care about what the crowd and how like what they're feeling, how invested they are in it. Like I feel like that shows through the way you wrestle, how you talk about wrestling, especially when I was watching one of your other interviews with Ringville, which I'm dying to meet Kevin because I love that man. But I like it just comes through so much, and I feel like because you guys, without having to say it too much, like you can feel your respect for the business, for the fans, because you also were fans. I feel like that really comes through, and like that pop happened so quickly, almost as a result. Like, people will like they'll feel what they're feeling. You know what I mean?
And
I.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to interrupt you. No. I was just gonna say, I think that it's interesting too. You guys have that mentality that, like, which Xavier, we were talking about it before we started. You guys have this mentality that could be classified as old school, where it's like, bring your gear whether you're wrestling or not. I love that. Was like the first time I had ever heard it when you guys said that, and I think that's so genius. And I think even that mentality, like, the veterans in wrestling are clocking into that. You know what I'm saying? So like it kind of makes sense. Like you're tapped into like all different mediums with like the veterans, the new school, like the influences from the 90s. Like it really, to me, shows. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. In a way, we try to hold ourselves as professional as we could be, because we're in this business to make money, and it is for the fun, it is for the love, but at the same time, it's a business. And we're going to do business like gentlemen, and we're going to be able to entertain the crowd who paid their hard-earned money to watch us. In a way, I do feel like it's pressure being overlooked, but I feel like that's the whole point of us being a tag team, is to prove everybody wrong. Nobody, not the whole world knows who we are, but almost the entire New York, New Jersey area already knows who we are. Everywhere we go, everybody knows who the Prospectz are now. When the music hits, they know who the Prospectz are. They know that they're coming out. They know that they're about to tear down the ring and have that crowd going crazy. And that's the one thing that motivates us the most, is to have the crowd on our side everywhere we go, whether it's a new company, whether it's a new state, whether it's somewhere that we never even wrestled before. We always going to be remembered as the new guys in town, and that we're coming to take all the beehive.
And it doesn't matter if we're the good guys, the bad guys, because at the end of the day, we are going to be the guys that put on the show.
You like read my mind. I was going to ask you that question, like, because right now for me anyway, it's very baby, like very baby face love. And then I was like, could you potentially, but like, obviously it's not a problem. It's all business. It's all charge it to the game. It's all coming out in the wash. I love that.
That's amazing. Why do you guys think the fans resonate with you guys so hard? Like, why? What is it about you guys? Is it because you guys don't look like your stereotypical wrestlers? Is it because you guys were fans first? Is it because they know that you guys are going to show out when you're out there? A combo? What do you guys think?
I feel like it was necessarily them watching our journey. Because even when we started training, we had a lot of people who were excited for us. They were happy for us. And when we made that first debut, they've been supporters ever since. So, it's almost like being able to make that first debut and having people know who you are. It already solidifies who we are. We may be the new guys in town, but if you have people ringing bells about us, that means we're not as random as you guys think we are. And
Mm.
we've been making a huge impact everywhere we went. And now that we have these bad boys, it's it's more pressure for us, but we're gonna hold each other the same way we've been holding each other ever since we got these. We're
Mm.
still the same tag team. We haven't changed a bit, but we are
Mhm.
gonna be better than ever,
We're
ever.
still gonna we're still gonna sign babies and kiss flyers and do all the good stuff, but nothing
Hmm.
changes from here on out. We're gonna pull up. We're gonna put on the show. We're gonna want all the smoke. We're gonna deliver. We're gonna blow the roof off the place. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we're still the Prospectz. We're the
Yeah.
LoudEast Tag-Team Champions, and we are the
Mhm.
future. Respectfully.
Respectfully.
I
I said to Matt Awesome, we interviewed Matt Awesome last night, and one, he said incredibly wonderful, nice things about the both of you. And two, I told him last night that he needs to get, like, one day he needs to have a chain that has like a chancla on it. And I was like, and then I think that the Prospectz need to have like a teacup chain, like the it's tea time. So when you do that, just don't forget about the little people that gave you that idea. But I'm also trying to get like a teacup merch. I don't know, something, but there's something there. But
Matter of fact,
also,
Xavier, what you sipping on?
What's up?
What tea is that? Earl Grey?
Oh no, it's like a ginger, like an immune system one. I woke up and I was like, I don't feel great, so I'm trying to like just like put
The
as
weather
much like
change.
something. I don't know.
It's getting to you, the pollen.
So I'm just trying to like put as much vitamin C in my body as possible.
Okay.
and I have a question too, because Collin, I know you're from Queens, yes? And then Jay, where are you from? Are you also from Queens?
I'm from Lower Manhattan.
Okay. I was saying, because I was listening to your interview on Ringville, and I was like, first of all, here's what I love about this whole tri-state area. I was like, and this is how I know we'll get along and we'll be friends, is because you guys are talking, and you did one of my favorite things that the tri-state area does, and it's like, so I was talking to him and da-da-da, and I was like, because I know exactly what you mean. The da-da-da is very important to me. So I love that you guys, like, in just that phrasing alone, represent exactly where you come from, and it's so important to me. I also want to ask, because something that's been coming up a lot in my research of the wrestlers in this area, like when we do our little deep dives before we interview people, and one name has come up a lot in like across the board, and that's the Grim Reaper. And I feel like you guys know a lot about the Grim Reaper and a lot about the lore, because he trained you, right?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. What is that like to be trained by such a legend?
It's actually a very like I don't want to say niche, but it's like a very coincidence thing for me, at least, because me and Reef have a very weird string theory between the two of us. So it's like, to finally get the connection with Reef that I have, it's very long awaited, I would say, and it's definitely an honor, like, looking at it, and like,
wow.
it's something that I don't take for granted, and I'm happy that it's something I don't. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Wow.
Being under his wing and having him as our trainer it's a good blessing in a way. Being able to be trained by somebody who is completely over in Game Changer Wrestling. He's like the Snoop Dogg of GCW. Once he pulls out that blunt, the crowd goes insane. But he is I don't know how to say it, but he
He's a
is
legend.
a legend,
Say the word.
and he's also a hidden gem of the business. He has trained almost the entire Northeast, and he didn't get as much credit, but he definitely deserves his flowers, because he has built a scene that everybody could love, and he has created so many stars, and he is making future stars within myself and Collin. And to be trained by somebody like him is a absolute honor. And to watch him have that match in January at the Hammerstein and Manhattan Center is, something to be happy for. That, I have a trainer who is now performing against about 1,000 people in the most legendary venue in New York City.
Yeah.
So bravo to Reefer. I thank him so much for giving me the spotlight and giving me the opportunities that I never thought I would ever get.
I love that.
Is there like something outside of obviously just like the wrestling moves, as far as maybe like the psychology of wrestling that he kind of like passed on that sticks with you guys?
The psychology he kind of gave us is, don't kill yourselves out there. The bumps that we take are crazy, but being trained by him, he taught us how to bump properly, how to take moves properly, so it could look really deadly to the fans' perspectives, but to us, it's like we're landing on pillows.
Wow.
And he also taught us how to be good workers, how to sell, how to do a lockup. He taught us to be the nastiest team that we could be. And he's one of those really good trainers. And I've had so many people tell me, "Hey man, I want to come to your gym." I tell them, "Come. Reefer's gonna teach you something that you don't even know about."
You didn't even know you didn't know.
You didn't even know you knew that.
Reef is constantly thinking of new things. Like Reef is still an innovator on top of everything he's already innovated. Like his brain is nonstop go 24/7. Like I'll walk into the gym on Thursday and he'll have a new idea for me and Jayy as a tag move. And I'll be like, all right, yeah, let's do it. I don't know if it can be done. Let me do it. And I'm like, all right, yeah.
Wow.
And there's some crazy moves too. I mean, we'd be looking at each other like, can we do that?
Oh my god.
Oh, go ahead, Kelsey.
I was just saying, I bet you can, if I'm being honest.
Oh man. We're gonna try.
I do want to ask about those beautiful titles and that ladder match and just what it kind of felt like. At the end of that match, you're standing there like this is the goal, this is the dream. Now you're out here pursuing that. Like what did that feel like? Just winning the titles and what was that match like for you?
It felt phenomenal. It being able to main event your homegrown promotion that you were born in. You get to close down the show, having the fans wait for you all night, and just the crowd that day was immaculate. And the fact that they waited so long just for us to make history, and props to the Uptown Boys and LK and not Johnny Rambo, but they gave us the good fight. And I didn't think that we was going to be victorious, but here we are now.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
That's crazy. Who, out of curiosity, who is somebody that, like, but aside from yourselves, you are excited to see, like, on a card? Like, when you see, like, the posters go up, the flyers go up, you're like, oh my god, like, to be in the same room as that person. Like, who in the scene nowadays are you like, oh my god, like, I'm gonna see that person in the locker room? That's awesome. Like, can't wait to see their match. Just out of curiosity.
Man, that is a hard one, because we do be in the locker room with the same amount of people we see almost every week, but then we get in the locker room with people we haven't seen in a long time. So,
and I got the answer locked in for me. It got to be Homicide.
That's a popular answer.
Homicide is our wrestling grandfather. As he was the one who trained Grim Reaper. So having a connection with Homicide like I do now, if you told 7-year-old Collin, the guy from LAX on TNA Impact is gonna be one of your like one of your mentors in a sense. I wouldn't believe you.
Oh yeah,
Not at all.
those years, those TNA years, like, oh, so good. Like where like AJ and Samoa Joe were like running shit. It was great time. And I you talked about it, and it's just like I can definitely tell like how that influences like you, just because it's not like there's, I don't know, TNA in that era was a very specific beast. It felt like just like because like at post WCW, people would like end up there. Like it was a mix of like in the independent scene. It was just it was like the wild west of wrestling. It was a good time. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, somebody that I said was the greatest person to be in a locker room with had to be Crowbar.
Okay.
Being in the locker room with somebody who has been anywhere and everywhere, you know, there wasn't a promotion that you couldn't name that he wasn't in, and to be able to even be in the same card as him was such a gift from God, because you know that's somebody who's been in the business for God knows how long, and the day that we got to pick his brain, you know, it stuck with me for as long as I know now.
Wow.
So to be in the locker room with Crowbar was a really, really, really happy moment for me.
That's awesome.
I do want to ask about that ROH match between the
oh my God.
the Motor City Machine Guns, the Addiction, and the Young Bucks. Why, like, how did that influence you? Why did you choose that one to share with us? And if you were like a new wrestling fan, why would you introduce that?
I recommended it because it shows you the good, the bad, and the ugly.
That's a good answer.
It breaks down wrestling, modern wrestling, in a way perfectly, right? You have the Addiction, who are the clear-cut bad guys. You have the Motor City Machine Guns, who are the clear-cut good guys. And then you have the Young Bucks, who are the middle ground. The ones who will play dirty, but still respect you, right? And it's very easy to pick apart who's who at first glance. They make their entrance, it's clear. Throughout the match, it's very paced and methodical. It's very well organized and executed. There's not too much, there's not too little. It's in my eyes the perfect triple threat tag team match.
Definitely. I mean, it was, as a new wrestling fan, like, because I had not seen this ever before, it was like insane. Like it was so immaculate and also so crazy. Like
there'd be just a crash and Kelsey's like like yeah,
because
girl.
I also like I'm very reactive. Like I have no couth whatsoever. Like nonchalant, I'm very chalant. Like capital chalant. Like we're watching it and he's seen it. You had seen it before, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's like chilling, doing whatever. I'm like screaming on the edge of my seat, clutching. I'm like covering my face. Like it was so crazy, like so good, crazy. But it was like by almost like move for move, flawless. Like just flawless. The tables were perfectly placed. The ladders were perfectly used. Like the one Young Buck goes to grab the belt and then he decides to do the move instead and then go back and get the belt. Come on. Like that's just good wrestling. Like it's good television. It's good entertainment. It's just good communication. Like it's just was like one of my favorite things anyone's ever sent us. Like it was just fabulous. So thank you for that, and thank you for adding to my education as being new to wrestling. So thank you.
But what if I also had a quick note, because you had mentioned that Jeff Hardy was a big like influence for you. And same, because I have the Hardy Boys tattoo on my arm. They were just kind of like I've always just respected I'm just going to be, this is who I am, like it or not. That's not changing. So take it as you will. and I'm gonna just go out there and do and show you something that I've never done before, or like that you've never seen before, and that like there was just something about Jeff Hardy specifically that just it was magic. The dude was magic, like, and so I just wanted to like, what did you take from Jeff Hardy as far as like your wrestling career goes?
The put life in the wind and see where it takes you mentality. I'm not afraid to throw my body around. Like on Sunday at BCW and Shadows Anniversary 8, I did the suicide dive, and when I had hit the floor, my knee had bashed and scraped across the hardwood floor. My throat, so many cars. My throat hit the announce table guillotine style. And I got up and I kept going. But that's exactly what you have to do in that sense of like, if Jeff Hardy can jump off a 20-foot ladder and get up 5 minutes later and finish the match, then you bash your knee and hit your throat on the table, you get up in 3 minutes and walk it off, put some dirt on it, you'll be fine. That's just the mentality. It's at the end of the day, you only live one life, and I want to do everything in that life before it's gone. So why not just throw caution to the wind and let it be?
Yeah. And I feel like that works kind of in tandem, but in a different way because Jay, you had said The Undertaker was a huge inspiration for you and you were like, he just could not be killed. Like he was the dead man, but like they buried him alive. They lit him on fire. And he keeps coming back, which honestly was kind of which I know Undertaker comes back, but we just watched the one where he gets lit on fire and he hasn't come back yet. So I was like, all right, so I know he comes back. Well, obviously I knew, but I was like, spoiler alert. But I was like, that same mentality though of like, I'm just gonna keep coming. Like I'm just gonna keep coming at you. Like I am who I am, and like you cannot keep me down. Like it kind of works in tandem, just in different styles. Does that make sense?
Yes, indeed. I love it. How I look at it is, you know, we're here to give us our all. And, you know, whether we win or lose, we're going to keep coming back stronger and stronger than ever. You can't kill us.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that.
I was watching you wrestle, and in my mind, I was like, this is like the move set and like the way you're like, how big you are. It reminds me if Gunther was allowed to like smile. Like you know what I mean?
I love it.
Because like it's yes, you have like a lot of those same like imposing like physical features, and you know you throw that around, but it's like there's something about like the personality that's just like, oh, watch this, and like it catches, and I just got much respect for you, man, because to like throw yourself around when like an audience full of people's like, maybe you shouldn't do that, you know, and you're like, watch.
Maybe I could. Maybe I should.
I just did.
Right.
How I look at it is, you know, yes, people have opinions, and you know, they have different tastes in wrestling. Some moves they like, some moves they just think it's just so stupid. But it's all about what just comes in my mind. I kind of, you know, get the feelings of, you know, okay, some fans like this move, some fans don't like that move. I'm going to do this move, but I'm going to put my own sauce into it. You know, and that's kind of where the name Jayy Alfredo comes from, because I have the size, athleticism, unpredictable, I have charisma, and we're only elevating.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the sauce. And I feel like, you know, I have a certain type of sauce that I bring into the ring, and I'm going to drench it all over my opponents and eat them up in the ring.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, period. And I think like, love that also. I think too, one of the commentators during one of your matches was like, it's been being tossed around that Alfredo goes good on anything, or like, and I was like, I love that, because also true.
I wanna talk about Reefer again, because he also said on commentary, Alfredo ain't no chicken.
Ain't no chicken.
No
No
ticket.
ticket. I love that.
That's incredible.
I did want to briefly touch on the match against the Backseat Boys, just because I felt like all of the shenanigans in that match really allowed for you guys to kind of like show your like personality and like tenacity. So I was just like curious as to when you have to like incorporate those elements that are like, you know, grabbing the mic in the middle of a match, that sort of stuff. Like, are you always just like game for that? Would you like to do more of that? Like more story driven kind of matches, I guess, is kind of what I'm going for.
I think a story is important to a match, but you can't have fun if you're strictly telling a story. Right? You have to find the perfect middle ground. And I think the perfect middle ground is being yourself at the end of the day. And that's why I love mine and Jay's dynamic so much, is because we don't pretend to be anyone else but us. Right? So what I said in the Backseat Boys match, which I'm not going to repeat, it's not me. I was angry. That was me. I genuinely said that, because what are you running away from? You're champions. Defend your belts. What are you running away from?
And you put them on the line. So now you got to get out here and back it up.
Exactly. So if storytelling and having fun go hand in hand, then let's do it. Let's make magic.
Right.
Yeah, that's really it. That's what my goal is with these belts, is let's tell a story, but let's have fun. And if you say something messed up, I'm gonna knock your teeth down your throat, and that's gonna be a really weird day. So we're gonna call that there.
Yeah.
We're on a mission now of finding a reason why we are the tag team champions. You know, not only do we have to tell the story that we're champions, but we have to tell the story on how we're going to be defending champions and how we're going to hold this belt with pride, and we're going to defeat every odds that we've been defeating on the way to the journey of being a champion. So, you know, it was honestly a big surprise for us to even be holding these belts right now, because new guys don't, hypothetically speaking, aren't ready for a championship. But the Prospectz were ready. And we proved that facing the Backseat Boys. We proved that facing against the Uptown Boys. We proved that facing every tag team that we've been facing for the past about almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
And we are going to keep on proving why we are on the come up, and we're taking all the opportunities that we earn.
Love that.
Yeah.
Did you have any more questions, Kelsey? Before I have a final one, but I'll wait if you have anything else.
No, go for it. Just happy to be here.
Gotcha. So basically my final question is just kind of, being that you guys are in the early stages of your tag team, when all is said and done, like about the Prospectz, what do you guys want to be known for? Like when if you move on from tag team wrestling, if you whatever happens, life happens. But at the end of the day, you walk away from the Prospectz. What do you want to be known for?
Those two had heart.
Yes.
We had the heart, and we had we had the heart and the drive to prove that we want to be just like all of our heroes. We wanted to be just like everyone else that we see on TV, and being able to become the tag team that we are now is always going to be something that is going to be memorable for us, regardless of where we are years from now. Whether it's 10 years or 30 years, we're always going to be known as that tag team who kicked ass on the way to becoming fighting champions that we are now. And I want that to be something for fans to remember, that, you know, the whole point of the Prospectz was we were proving that we weren't just rookies, that we were kids with a dream, and we are going to do anything in our power to achieve what we want in this world. And whether it's, you know, a long time from now or many years from now, you know, I don't think anybody would never forget who the Prospectz were.
Where are you guys going to be popping up this summer, defending those titles? What do you guys have stuff planned?
We don't.
That's a really great question. I don't think we have anything set in stone yet. Shout out down the stone on that one.
All right.
But
so
we do have one of our biggest shows coming up. PWJ Damaged Goods 2, July 27th, Richfield Park, New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be taking on 2 tag teams, but that card is stacked. It's gonna have a lot of people that you see on AEW, a couple IDs. It's gonna be a really, 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 really great show. So it's gonna be greater to have the Prospectz opening up that show that day. So you guys could catch us there, July 27th, Richfield Park, New Jersey, at the legendary Mecca. You guys should be there.
I think we might be there. I might be there.
Love the Mecca.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on, taking some time out of your day. Thank you for Collin for taking time out of your fam dinner to talk with us. But guys, very exciting. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the New to Wrestling Podcast After Dark. Make sure that you guys are on the lookout for the come up of the Prospectz for Collin, Jayy, Kelsey, and myself. We'll catch you on the next one.
We'll see you there. Bye.
Bye.